Hey everybody, Ryan Groffman here with The Restaurant Boss, author, speaker, chef, restaurateur, founder of therestaurantboss.com, clickbacon.com, scale-my-restaurant.com, and of course, Make It Happen, our amazing book, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. But today is February 2nd of 2023. It is very cold. Now, depending on where you live, if you are in Minnesota, you might be laughing at us here in Texas, but it is very cold for Texas. I'm going to show you some video right now. It is actually frozen outside. I mean, everything is frozen. I'm sure you've been hearing this on the news, but what you're also hearing on the news is that things are slowing down in the economy. Look, I am a student of financial markets. I have always been. Since I was in high school, I have always loved investing. I have always loved following the real estate markets and the stock markets and studying supply and demand curves and boring economic theories and interest rates and options and all that stuff. And I believe we are in a recession right now. It just hasn't been called a recession yet. I believe that we are going to stay in that recession for a few more months, but I don't think the worst of it is here yet, because until it hits the public, until it takes a couple of months for them to register that we're in a recession, and then by the time they say we're in a recession, we're so deep in it, and then people start freaking out. But look, things are slowing down a little bit. Now, the title of this video, Sharpen Your Knives, is what I'm going to talk about here right now. Many of my clients saw a sales increase in 2022 over 21, over 20. If you want to compare it to 19, because that was the last normal year, look, whatever metric you're using, we saw a sales increase in 2022. But when we look deeper, when we look at guest counts, we didn't necessarily see an increase. In many cases, we saw a decrease in guest counts. Now, what that means is that we have increased prices so much over the last year with the inflation that we experienced that sales are the highest they've ever been. But our restaurant is not, you shouldn't use air quotes on restaurant. Our restaurant is not as busy as we were in maybe the last quarter of 21 compared to the last quarter of 22. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to kind of study your numbers a little deeper. Look, if you don't have that kind of insight into your numbers, maybe that needs to be a goal of yours for 2023. Maybe you should take a look at ClickBacon or some other tools out there that can help you with that. But the point is, we are seeing a slowdown. We are seeing people begin, not only winter, it's cold. We go out less, we stay in, it's January. We just spent all of our money on the holidays, plus we're doing our taxes and we're about to spend all this money. And so this is always this time of like, let's hunker down. But part of that is also just the economy. But here's the funny thing. January was one of the busiest months of my life. We have spent almost the entire month of January developing or mocking up. We're not in the writing code yet, but mocking up, developing, thinking through an entire new project at The Restaurant Boss. It will be released later this year. It's going to be very exciting. It's going to be an unbelievable training platform for you and for your team, and it's going to have all kinds of stuff in it. We'll be telling you more about that later. We're in the middle of a massive overhaul on bacon. Many of you have been seeing, we've been pushing stuff out for the last 3 or 4 months, almost every day, new updates. It's been causing a couple of bugs. If you're a user, you've probably experienced some of those, and I apologize for that, but we are moving at a feverish pace to get bacon completely overhauled to where I've always wanted it to be. We're getting our rental house ready for spring and summer rentals down by the beach in Texas. I've been studying for and passed my instrument written exam for flying airplanes. I'm still building the airplane. I'll show you some footage of that here so you can take a look at what I'm doing. And I'm running our very busy coaching practice. I recorded our book for Audible and iTunes, Make It Happen. It will be up in the next couple of days. And of course, raising a family. It's been one of the busiest months of my life. But it's easy to say, well, just slow down. Now's the time. Slow down. Stop spending money right now. Don't take the risk right now. You're going to need all of your cash right now, potentially, if we're coming into this challenging time. That might be a little bit of what you're feeling. It's winter time. It's cold. Sales might not be great. You're hunkering down. But this is the time to get to work. This is the time to be investing. This is the time to work harder than everybody else. Do not back down. Do not bury your head in the sand. This is the time to sharpen your knife. What I mean by sharpen your knife is work on your brain. Take classes, read books, study, improve your systems, improve your processes, improve your procedures. So we will see this year be a slow year, and we will see this year be a recovery year. Don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but when we start to see that recovery, you don't want to be behind then. You don't want to be starting to see a recovery and have everybody else out there expanding and buying up the cheap locations because you're stuck in your restaurant still operating the same way you've been operating for 15 years. You want to be getting that stuff figured out now. So when the banks start lending again, when interest rates come back down again, when investors want to start investing again, when landlords are ready to make deals, you're ready to strike while everybody else is still on the sidelines scared. You need to be ready. You need to be always sharpening your knives. You never know when you're going to need that knife to make a clean cut. They should always be sharp. And if anything, now is the time to make them sharper than ever. So I know you might have thought that this was a video about how to actually sharpen your knives. It is not. This is a video about keeping the most important knife in your toolkit sharp, the most important knife in your kitchen sharp, the most important tool that you have in business and in life sharp, and that's up here. So sharpen your knives, go out there, don't be scared. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I know one thing for certain. Whatever it is, it won't be as bad as you think it is, and it won't last as long as you think it will. They are always less severe, and they are always shorter than we think, and the recoveries are always faster and come sooner and last longer than we think. Which side of the recovery do you want to be on? Look back to 2008 recovery. More wealth was created in the years after 2008 than any other period of time. Look back at the 2001 recovery. Previous to 2008, more wealth was created following that than any other period of time. Look back at, I think it was the 84 recession. More wealth was created during the period after that than any other period of time. We can keep this pattern going. Look at that pattern and decide right now which side of the wealth creation are you going to be on, and what actions are you going to take today to make sure that you are poised and ready for that as it comes your way. My name is Ryan Gromfin, and this is The Restaurant Boss, and I hope every single one of you have an absolutely amazing day. And just remember one thing for me: systems create freedom, freedom creates value, and value creates scale. If you need a little bit of help, if you need a little bit of direction, please check out our Restaurant Boss membership, where you can get access to our Scale program, Ghost Kitchen Bootcamp, Restaurant Manager Certification, all of our monthly member-only trainings, all of our monthly member-only Q&A sessions live with me, where you can ask me any question you want. Check out ClickBacon if you need some help into your financial insights. And you know what? If you just need to get started somewhere and it's overwhelming, you don't know where to get started, and you want to test the waters and see if this guy, Ryan, is as crazy as you think he is, if he has some value to add. Why is he wearing a sweatshirt and a beanie on YouTube at 6:30 in the morning when it's freezing cold outside? Get a free copy of our book. Make it happen. Head to therestaurantboss.com, therestaurantboss.com. Click on the books tab. Grab yourself a free copy of our book. Depending on where you are in the world, you just have to pay a couple dollars in shipping, because we're going to send you an actual copy of the book. All right, guys, have an absolutely amazing day. Bye-bye. Make It Happen is the book I wish I had when I was operating restaurants. Inside are the lessons that took me 10 years to learn and 10 more years of teaching to perfect. I've condensed the most important lessons into this tiny book for building a big restaurant business. I am on a mission to improve restaurants all over the world. Because of that, I want to send you a free copy. Grab yours today at therestaurantboss.com.